Hi there, Grace O'Donnell here. In this video, I'm going to outline each step of user testing conducted for my final year project and show how each step led to the final exhibition proposal. To begin, just a brief recap of what my project is about. The title is Teachas of Fashion or Hope in Fashion. The project is an exhibition proposal for the Cool Planet experience in Wicklow and focuses on the impact the fashion industry has on climate change. The objective of the project is to generate hope and inspiration in visitors, as the topic of climate change can sometimes be a disheartening one. Different technologies and methods were experimented with through the project's development to fulfill the objective of generating awareness about the issue, but also instilling hope. This proved to be a challenge. A test script was initially developed as a voiceover for the exhibition. This was inspired by the voiceovers which are currently in each room of the permanent exhibition running in the Cool Planet experience. Information for the script was taken from the desk research on the effects the fashion industry has on climate change. The script spoke about the amount of textile waste produced in Ireland every year, the amounts of clothes bought, and how it can take up to 200 years for polyester clothing to biodegrade. The plan was to create a script for an interactive video that would show each stage of the journey of a t-shirt made from polyester or cotton, with visuals of Ireland to make it relatable to the visitors of Cool Planet. The script was sent to 2 professionals. This test presented that the script was too factual and tedious. It lost attention of readers and it proved too much information. It was advised to focus on developing empathy and a relationship with the audience. This advice was taken on board and applied to the following prototypes. 2 exhibition prototypes were developed. A successful prototype provides an entertaining and hope-inspiring experience while acquainting the visitor on the subject matter of climate change. After some pilot studies, prototypes of exhibition spaces were created. The first prototype was named Shopping for Climate. This was a nod towards consumerism and its link to climate change, and was inspired by self-scanner checkouts in supermarkets. 3 people were tested. They followed instructions on screen and were given a scanner, which prompted the information on the screen. The participants were told to scan clothing items as part of a series of informative games. The messages on screen spoke about the large amounts of clothing bought every year and the amount of oil that is put into making polyester clothing. It ended by promoting the use of second-hand clothing and with a message of hope. The test was based on the understanding of learning from wrongdoing, and it ended on a theme of hope and inspiration. Participants were interviewed in a semi-structured, irrative style. Body language, tone of voice, and choice of wording of participants were taken into consideration in each testing scenario. The outcome of this test left participant 1 feeling dejected and participant 2 feeling bad for buying clothes. The information shown in the test left participants feeling disheartened and dispirited. To understand participants' experience with different mediums of technology in an exhibition setting, an audible version of the test was created, called Earphones and Clothes. 3 people were tested, each putting on a pair of earphones and given a scanner. They were told to scan an item of clothing. When an item of clothing was scanned, audio played providing them with information of the damage that item of clothing does to the environment. These tests proved that providing participants with details on how clothing is affecting climate change can be successful in educating facts and possibly lead to a change in attitudes. But the exhibition prototypes were unsuccessful in instilling hope in participants. This was due to the amount of facts and statistics included in the tests. This was a valuable step in the progress of the project, and it encouraged a redesign of the exhibition prototypes. Following this, an interview with Denise Heffernan, a former multimedia graduate, whose PhD was centred around the concept of playful learning used in exhibition spaces. Following this interview with Denise, the exhibition adopted a non-linear storyline to allow more exploration for the visitor, therefore putting hope and inspiration at the forefront of the exhibition. The arrival of the global pandemic in March enforced the redesign of the user testing section of the project. Further desk research was carried out and inspiration was taken from museums that are providing virtual tours online. This idea was used to develop a website which displayed the exhibition space and the interactive elements of it. 3D visualizations of the proposed exhibition were developed in Blender, and videos were sourced and edited to show what would be displayed on the LCD screens in the exhibition. In the new exhibition prototype, 2 LCD screens are placed at either ends of the room. A sewing machine is placed in the middle with a chair, and curtains are hanging from the ceiling. The aim is to use the influences of the Cool Planet experience, given the topic of climate change will already be on the visitor's mind on entering Jocasta Fashion. The visitors will come into the exhibition before they go on the tour of the permanent exhibition, or when they are finished. This version of the exhibition takes a less factual standpoint, and this time focuses on exploration and creativity. The elements of the exhibition relate to the visitor's everyday life, with the use of curtains, clothing, and visuals in the video. The placement and combination of different mediums aim to trigger intrigue. The idea is to allow the topic to come to life through the involvement of a visitor in the exhibition. The screen on the left-hand side of the room shows a cotton plant being sprayed with pesticides. 3 different sounds were tested to accompany the video: a vomiting sound, an Indian funeral song, and the sound of scissors. These sounds all resemble the corruption of cotton farming in India and the deaths of cotton farmers due to pesticide poisoning and suicides. Although the piece has a sombre meaning, the aim was to develop hope and inspiration in visitors, and the meaning could be deciphered below the surface. 3 videos with different sounds were shown to 6 participants. User testing took place over Zoom, which was screen recorded. 3 participants were asked to complete an online carbon calculator to stimulate the experience of entering the Cool Planet Museum and waiting for the tour of the original exhibition to start. Another 3 participants were asked to complete a carbon calculator, followed by a short film about global warming. This was a stimulation of the information that would have been obtained from a visit to the Cool Planet, and the participant would be coming into the proposed exhibition afterwards. The participants were encouraged to think aloud as they watched the 3 videos consecutively. A repertory grid evaluation was used to discover what opinions or emotions each participant had after watching the videos. Words that were mentioned by the participant as they were thinking aloud were used at the beginning of the repertory grid evaluation. As the repertory grid study is done by finding similarities with 2 items and a comparison with a third, or vice versa, it allows the results of the test to be solely in the participants' words. This means the results are as non-biased as possible. Upon analysis of the repertory grid evaluation, the participants described the Indian funeral song using words such as peaceful, uplifting, and memorable, as the song has a cheerful rhythm. The results of this was successful. As a facilitator, I found it easier to direct the conversation via webcam. This was a vital contribution to the outcome of hope and inspiration in visitors of the exhibition and the exhibition's development. The aim of the final stage of user testing was to gain some perspective of how the rest of the exhibition space appeared to potential visitors of the exhibition. The test consisted of 4 test participants, 2 of which had taken part in the previous test, so they knew what the exhibition was about, and another 2 participants that were new to the project. This was done to investigate a newcomer's perspective to the project and also see what bias the other 2 participants had received from the previous testing process. They were encouraged to think aloud while watching the 2 videos displaying the elements of the exhibition, and then a retrospective interview was held. The first element of the test was the interactive sewing machine, which is connected to the curtains. When the pedal of the sewing machine is pressed, it triggers small wind machines that move the curtains. The wind resembles the many invisible struggles of textile workers. We are accustomed to the simple act of a curtain blowing at home, similar to how some cultures are accustomed to the poor working conditions and hardships caused by the textile industry. The second element of this test symbolised the pollution of rivers and oceans due to textile waste. Footage of waves crashing were sourced, which were layered with abstract bubbles of colour. Textile waste pollutes rivers and oceans around manufacturing countries, and the aim of this video was to illustrate this in a discreet way. The colours flow with the water and it looks beautiful and gracious. This focuses on the superficial beauty that is provided from clothing, and although the colours are foreign to the ocean, they move in synchronicity with them. Following the analysis of the results and the final test, in the retrospective interview, Participant 6 said the combination of the website and the videos were inspiring and calming. Participant 7 said the exhibition was peaceful, gentle, and kid-friendly. Both recognised that the pollution in the ocean was wrong, but they were not overwhelmed by the nature of the short film. The user testing was a vital part of the project's progression. It gave first-hand evidence of how potential visitors to the exhibition would interpret the use of information and of different technologies used in an exhibition setting. The user testing provided valuable results that encouraged the redesign of the project from a script for an interactive video to the conceptual exhibition proposal it is today.